morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is Firefall Live. I'm your host, Frank Lettieri, and I'm missing. And earlier you saw my me posing for my milk carton picture, apparently. Also known as Faded Pez on the forums. Welcome to Firefall Live. Today I'm joined by, as always, Sarah Roberts, who we had a near miss.
Near miss. Subway hurt me pretty bad yesterday.
Yeah, we had a bit of a scare, but we had a backup plan.
Yes.
And Stephen Chin, aka Ghost Jaguar, a lot of you might know him. He's interacted with you guys a lot on the forums. Welcome, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
I'm doing better.
Doing better.
I'm holding down food.
You know what we were gonna do when we had if we had Josh on, we were gonna have him sit there and then impose Jeff Bridges' face over him. Technology, we can do this.
Can we still do that?
Can we still do? Well, we don't have a picture
Yet.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can get one like that. We have like 8 computers in here. Awesome. So, sorry, had to get back on track. So, Stephen, why don't we introduce yourself a little bit? We'll get into the interview a little later on. So,
Sure.
what's your job here at Red 5?
I am currently an encounter designer for the live services team, which kind of just means doing a lot of stuff at the moment.
Doing a lot of stuff at the moment. So he's working on an encounter, which we'll get into a little later. But first, we want to do some Red 5 news. We've just posted the NCO program, which you've been a part of the feedback circle for that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And looks like a lot of people seem to like the program.
Yeah, it's been getting really good responses, and I've been giving feedback, and
Yeah.
You've gotten other people to give feedback, and yeah, I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, I am too. Just because it's awesome. Like when we first flew the first group out, along with we originally had like 6 NCOs, and then we flew another 14 people with them out. That was a lot of fun, just having them out, showing them the process, and getting them in the studio and just having fun. And we even did breakout groups where they got to talk to people like that they were interested in. So if you were interested in design, you got a breakout group, and I think it was like Hoder and I forget who else. I think it was Elements. Got to talk to. They were sitting down talking to Justin Hansen, or Xenogenic. JB Will was actually part of that group. He got to talk to Boone for sound design. Stuff like that. So hopefully we get to do stuff like that, as well as use it as another major avenue to get player feedback into the process and put it into actionable items, more or less. So that's going to be really cool. I'm really excited for that. So we have a discussion going on the forums right now. We have the whole document posted, but I'm focusing on just eligibility right now. And there's a lot of good feedback. I think Sweet Victory posted something about using Atlas points, which I thought was interesting.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's certainly not something I thought of, and I was like, well, if they have X amount of Atlas points, then because I was thinking, like, can we track encounters?
Right.
Like encounter completion, but it's like, well, if they have X Atlas points, then they're clearly not just logging on just to log on.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really good thought. So yeah, check out the forums and continue the discussion there. We still have other programs, like we mentioned the other programs last week. Yes, last week. We still have all those to talk about, so expect details soon. I think the next one I want to post about is the mentor program. And then we also have the Army Relation Program sign-up sheet. It's in the Army forums. There's a sticky, and right in the first post, there's a Google Doc that you can click on and sign up for. Basically, we're going to build a program together, kind of like the NCO thing, but with Army leaders, kind of get Army-level feedback, because you can get, with the NCOs, you can get like general things and player-specific feedback, but and you probably could get Army-level feedback too, but it's also good to have a direct channel to the Army leaders to be like, hey, small armies, large armies, medium armies, how are you doing? What are, as an Army, what's holding you back right now? Because stuff coming online like open world PvP and stuff like that is going to be pretty big Army content. And then we have other plans for that after that, but probably won't make it for launch, but open world PvP should. And yeah, so sign up for that one. One last thing that I have before I jump back to my notes is there is the PAX East meetup next week. So no Firefall Live next week. There's gonna be we're gonna have a PAX East meetup with the community 5 to 8 p.m. at the Empire Lounge. This gonna be awesome. Please come drink our booze. It's free. We'll even pay you in swag to come drink our booze.
Wow.
So come drink our booze.
Booze.
Good deal.
Yeah, and we also have food. There's gonna be like some
Oh.
snacky foods too.
Food. Booze.
Booze.
Let's focus on the important
Beer is
thing.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Scott Youngblood was here, you'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
It's made of wheat.
Yeah, it's made out of wheat. Oat. So definitely come check us out. It'll be JB, Will, and I, and I think Pete might even drop by. He mentioned to me on our internal IM system that
Wait, is that where he lives?
he lives in New York.
Oh,
He's like,
I did
well-
not know that.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
knew
well,
he was remote, but not where.
yeah. So he's like, well, I live so close, I may as well come up. So he might show up.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
that'd be really awesome,
Then you can get him drunk too.
and we can get him drunk.
Get the economist drunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. We need to buff rewards. Okay. All right. That's not a subject we should be joking about. So, and another thing that's coming up is we are actually planning to patch the PTS last night, I think, or yesterday, but we didn't. But we may patch next week.
Yeah.
And what that's going to mostly contain is your encounter.
Yay.
Yay! So we mentioned it's going to be something in Sunken Harbor last week. So what's this thing you're working on?
Well, the idea is a PvP style event where players will fight over some cool rewards, and this event will happen on a regular basis. So it won't happen all the time, and you'll just have to wait and see when it happens. But yeah, it's going to be PvP centric, and the players are going to have kind of an objective to fight over. So
Nice.
I can't really release too many details since we're still working on polishing it up and making sure it fits with what we want.
And Rudy
Yeah.
Kazuti didn't respond to your email, Rudy.
Rudy. God.
Wait, isn't Rudy sick?
He was
Oh,
sick
I'm sorry,
last
Rudy.
couple days. Sorry,
Forgive you.
Rudy. But
I'm not sorry, Rudy.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, hopefully it's been getting really good responses with our internal play tests. So I am anxious to get it out to the players, but yeah, we're just still polishing up, making sure that it actually works the way we want it to work and is not just fun, but really, really super awesome fun.
Awesome. No, that's really cool. So, yeah, the plan was we were going to set up PCs here, and we were actually going to do the event on the show with everyone, which we probably still could do once it comes out.
Yeah, yeah,
Or we could do a live stream event just like from our desks or something like that.
That'd be cool.
that would be cool.
On PTS, just to have fun with the event, because yeah, it'll be really fun. I think we even made some specific rewards just
Yeah,
for this
we have
too.
some specific rewards for it that you can't get anywhere else. One of the rewards is like a title, for instance, for when you are the victor of the event, you get a really cool title saying you're badass,
Nice,
more or less. Yeah. So
nice.
and yeah, the plan is that we will get it up on PTS hopefully by next week soon. Doesn't seem to be too much that might stop us, but things happen. I could break the game horribly.
Oh, geez, not again.
But yeah, and then a little bit after that, it should be on the beta server, and everyone else can go into Sunken Harbor and beat the crap out of each other.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Favorite.
Yay.
I love beating the crap out of people.
With your fire cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite. I like setting people on fire.
Awesome.
Kind of terrifying.
So, what else can we talk about that you've worked on?
Well, I've worked on, when I first started at Red 5, I worked on some of the Wandering Encounters. I was the main designer on the Distress Call Wandering Encounter. That's the one where you get blown up And
I like that one actually.
yeah, I had a lot of fun setting up the cameras for that one and getting you to blow up properly without like completely annihilating you. Because I think in like the first pass, I was still figuring out like exactly how much damage was appropriate. So I'd run in with my poor little engineer and just see myself get glibbed all over, which was sad. But so now it's balanced. Some of the other stuff I've worked on is kind of technical assistance and support for other designers and other things in the making. Yeah.
So I guess it might be safe to say this. We're working on a system to deliver these live events to players that we're going to be working on. So like the Pirates,
Yeah.
the Crystal Skull Pirates, or is it the Diamond Skull Pirates?
Skull. I think we're just
Crystal
calling.
Skull.
I think
Or are they just Skull Pirates?
I think they're just Skull Pirates.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
That meeting was a long time ago. I don't remember.
It was a long time ago. But yeah, those are the pirates with the
Yeah.
clear as crystal helmet.
So that one, the Sunken Harbor event, which you just mentioned, and then others.
And
so we're working on systems that will deliver those
yeah.
to players.
And I'm working on the encounter side of that system so that all the cool people at Red 5 that want to be like, I'm gonna spawn, generate this event on Saturday, can pop that in to that tool, and the encounter, when it becomes time, will show up. Players can play. When it's the end of the event, the encounter will shut down on its own and wash, rinse, repeat.
Because currently, especially like Battleframe weekends, someone actually has to physically turn it on and
Yeah.
activate it,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is kind of not ideal.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh,
So yeah, like Battleframe Weekends is a good example where our Cloud Chaser has to wait till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock GMT and be like, ready, go!
Yeah.
And then make sure it works. And,
yeah.
So,
So everyone's standing by like, did it break? Is it working? Are we okay? Okay.
okay.
Okay, we're good.
And like the Skull Pirates, to set that up, that was something, in a similar sense, we had to go in and manually set that up and make sure it was running.
Yeah.
So would I be able to spawn an event on a player? So like, can I spawn an invasion right on top of Funi's head?
Potentially, yes. The idea is that these events will be designer driven. So if the designer wants to set up the event to spawn in certain places, cool, we can provide that. If the designer wants to support dynamic placement of the events, like wherever I am, spawn, artillery is just falling from the sky, we can do that.
Awesome.
And we can even potentially target players specifically, although we probably shouldn't, and be like, hey, is that Funi?
Says who?
Kill Funi! So,
I disagree. I think we should.
fair enough. Next thing you know, I will kill Funi. Next task. There we go. Aw.
Yes! Sonic Cowboy, you're absolutely correct. Funi doesn't need any help dying. We should probably pick a much tougher target.
know.
Noxon volunteered. We'll target Noxon. He's unkillable as his mammoth. He is a beast.
That is true. One of our, in some of our play tests for the Sunken Harbor one of our QA testers plays on a mammoth, and we have no idea what he's doing, but he will go in, kill us all, and just stand victorious, and we're like, what the heck is going on?
Tremors, man. Tremors.
Yeah.
Tremors. I'm telling you, teleport shot, tremors. It's like the YOLO combo that then you just hit heavy armor and you don't take any damage. It's pretty powerful. Although I wonder how it would stand up. Like, I don't have extremely high geared characters in live. I dueled Silencer the other day, who has a pretty well geared arsenal, I guess, and he just one shot me with his particle beam. I was like,
Womp womp.
I'm going back to Copa.
that was in Copa.
Oh.
That's awesome. So how did you get started in the industry?
That is kind of a long and interesting story, so I'll try to keep it short.
Okay.
We've had like programmers and artists on the show before, and usually it's like, oh, I've messed with computers when I was young, working on BASIC, or I was drawing T-Rexes all day long and stuff like that. As a designer, there's no real route for that. So there was a lot of stuff that I did as a kid that I didn't realize was design. And so I went to school originally for software engineering because like, okay, that's cool. That's related to video games. That's kind of what I want to do. And hated that because software engineering is really not anything like video games. So I left that program, went and studied 3D animation and got a degree in that.
I didn't
wow.
know that. That's awesome.
So that's really cool. But then after I finished that, I was like, well, now what do I do? How do I get into the video game industry? I had no idea. So I kind of bopped around to some other programs. I was a community manager at some fan websites for a while. I actually ended up at an E3 one year and met the original founders of Red 5 in this like party. This was back when it was just starting out, so Firefall was not even a thing.
Oh, wow.
So that was pretty cool. And that was maybe an omen of the future.
Full circle.
Full circle, indeed. So spent some time like kind of doing a bunch of odd jobs. I ended up actually working at THQ as a QA tester for a couple of years. And finally, I was like, I need to figure something out. So I found this really cool program at SMU called the Guildhall, which was a dedicated game design school. I went there for 2 years. I actually went to class with one of our other designers at the time at Red 5. And
John Silva?
John Silva, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we was in the same class. We were went through the program together. It was really cool. He's a really cool guy. We helped each other out and stuff. We graduated together, and he is super awesome. He's an amazing designer. So he got a job at Red 5, and then a little bit while later, he was like, hey, we're hiring for encounter designers. You should apply. And so I did. Long story short, I ended up here. And
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah. Yay.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome that you know John too, because and we haven't even seen his the pinnacle of his work at Red 5 yet.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Like I've seen some of his stuff that he did during school, and like that, and I've seen some of the stuff he's done at Red 5, and like people will be really excited. Like,
Yeah.
he has a really good sense of making people like joygasm.
So yeah, he's working on Mission 6, which is going to be an instance mission. I'll say that much. And he's also done work on Ares, some of the Ares missions here, along with a few other people, Dylan, some other designers. But yeah, I guess his Firefall baby so far is going to be Mission 6, which I'm really excited for. It sounds like we're getting some pretty good positive fun scores for it so far.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But yeah, so that's basically my story of how I got into the industry. And it's been really cool. It's been really fun, especially coming onto live services. Like what I went to school for was more like level design and scripting, which tends to be kind of a hybrid design and art or programming type role. Whereas live services is more about, well, I'm doing a lot of technical design, I guess, at this point, but also it's a lot of, at this point, figuring out what we can do with the resources we have for live services, because unlike say a campaign mission with John, you know, if it's not ready, that's cool, we can delay it. It might make people unhappy, but at least we have that time. With live services, if, you know, we miss the deadline for getting something onto Independence Day, well, Independence Day ain't gonna wait for us. So, you know. Yeah.
For all you Europeans, that's a holiday that we celebrate here when we freed ourselves from the UK, or what is now known as the UK. Actually, we didn't really free ourselves. The French freed us from the UK.
Yeah.
Pretty much. American history.
American history.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's that.
So, yeah.
July 4th is canceled.
Oh.
Phobos.
Thanks, Phobos. Awesome. So that's some great stuff. I know a lot of people have been asking for content updates, teasers. Like a lot of people want to know what's going on. Trust me, I really want to share.
I know, it's
a
killing
lot
us
of
as
this
much
stuff.
as it's killing
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But we will be able to share a bunch of that stuff pretty soon. So we're starting to plan out, okay, what can we share and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully really soon we can start to share some of that stuff and let you guys know what's going on and what you can expect. Because we know, we're launching in 2014. So what do I expect in 2014?
A lot of stuff.
It's not what you see now. Well, I mean, it is what you see now, but plus
Extra.
Plus more.
Plus
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I mean,
that was really poorly worded. It's not just one word. It's not just what you see now. So
There you go.
and I know people hate to hear that stuff too, because it sounds pretty.
yeah.
Soon TM.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
trust me, we got a lot of stuff that's coming out
Yeah.
to you guys.
And I know everyone on the team is just anxious to finally say, hey, this is what we're working on. This is all the cool things you can do and experience and, you know, kill and set on fire.
Awesome. So another big thing with Red 5 is this weekend is, well, it's not big, but this weekend's Electron weekend.
Did you just jazz hands?
I did the rainbow thing. Jazz hands is more.
Ah.
This is jazz hands, but I leave that to James. So with it being Electron weekend, we usually do pick your perks for the battle frame of the weekend. This weekend being Electron, we're going to do pick your perks for Electron.
Yay.
I played
Yay.
the 5th.
You played the 5th. Didn't you get Josh's?
No.
No. Sarah didn't want to cheat on her homework.
Yes, I didn't want to cheat on my homework. It's not honest. I was too busy hugging the porcelain throne
That's
to
a lovely
plan my.
image.
Yeah. Subway isn't so fresh when it comes back up. Let me tell you.
Oh!
Yep.
I hope we're not playing B-roll.
We're never going to get endorsement from them now. Sad.
Oh,
Sweet.
I ruined our endorsement deal.
So Sarah's exempt from that makes Sarah exempt from pick your perks. Steven,
Yes.
what perks would you go with for your Electron?
Well, good thing I have my cheat sheet on here. I'm kind of a very heavy support player. I love doing objectives, helping the team out, and, you know, rezzing everyone when the boss kills them and somehow, you know, not dying. So for me, I went with a lot of shield perks and health perks. So I went with persistence for the health regen, combat veteran to get the weapons switch out, since I also tend to switch weapons a lot. Augmented shield generators, cooldown reduction, always handy. Resonating shields, so that the shields last longer. Shields up, so the shields are also tougher. Thick hide, so that I'm a little tougher, so I can just run in and hopefully res the guy before I get killed. And then rapid kinesis assemblage, which, you know,
That's
HKM's always fun to use.
Yep.
Yep. I totally agree with you. So I was in game yesterday. I was like poking around the European server, and Baran was telling me like, hey, just go with these 3 perks and you're set. I was like, I'm pretty close to that actually. But I have a bunch of perks. I didn't go with Baran's exact one, but I have 2 that are there. So for my 5 points, I picked Harden, which comes from the Mammoth. Again, you take some damage, and then you're immune to that damage type for the next hit.
I love that one.
Really awesome. Sprinter for just moving around faster. Quick pivot servos, which I think I've put on almost all of my frames so far, just for moving a little faster. Shields up, which increases the health of all shields. Augmented shield generators, which reduces the shield ability cooldowns. So I don't think boomerang shot is affected by this yet, but it does shield your allies when it goes through them now,
Oh,
which
nice.
is part of boomerang shots. Just awesome, and that really helps out with bulwark. And then we got instant module refreshers, which is from the Electron. Resets all cooldowns after using an HKM. And then you have rapid kinesis assemblage, which increases the HKM's charge rate. Now, in the videos that we're showing here, we're mostly in, I'm mostly playing in a default battle frame. Like, so it's just these are the Electron's abilities. What I would do is I would probably replace overclocking station with the HKM supply station, just so it's like recharge rate with HCAM supply
Yeah,
station.
that's
You're just dropping
awesome.
electrical storms
like it's hot.
yeah, drop it like it's hot. But
I wish everyone had just seen JB Will just threw up a gang sign. It was amazing.
but yeah, I mean, really, the Electron's really powerful with that electrical storm. It's like Shockwave, but better.
Yeah, I think it like grows in size.
It-
Yeah,
Yeah, it used to grow. I don't know if it still grows in size.
that might have changed, but
Yeah, it might have. It used to. But yeah, it holds it in place and it hits them multiple times, so it just flattens everything it runs through. It's awesome. So that's pretty much what I would go with. And that's the Electron. So I mean, it's really fun. We went through a balance pass for the Electron, so his passive changed. It's no longer fail safe, which a lot of people had feedback on that. Where, it's like, well, I don't want to take damage. I'm kind of like, I'm not like an assault or a dreadnought. I'm not trying to take damage.
right.
So it worked in PvP. I mean, we had also had a lot of feedback that it was BS no talent passive because
Aw.
all you had to do was be next to somebody when you take damage. And you just blew up on them, and it was bugged, so it popped twice. So it went off when you were under 20 or 35% health, and then it went off again when you died.
Oh, so you get caught.
It did a whole lot of damage. It
Aw.
was just ridiculous. But so now what it does is it works a little more like the Dragonfly's new passive, where shielding allies, not yourself, allies, will increase your rate of fire, and dealing damage will it'll increase your shield ability or buff your shielding abilities. So
That's cool, and I like that because it encourages you to use your abilities and be active in combat as opposed to, like you said, stand next to the thing and watch myself level up.
yeah. So yeah, I'm really liking the Electron. We also buffed the shock rails base damage. We buffed the projectile speed of the alt fire too, because that was a big one. I honestly didn't mind it being slow because you just had to lead a little differently. But the speed, I can't argue with the speed. It's just really awesome now. So Electron's just really fun to play. But Sarah's just like,
Yep.
Sarah's gonna be really excited the next time we do Pick Your Perks. Let's put it that
What are
way.
you talking about? I play Electron all the time.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think it's.
I mean, everyone has their different
Everyone-
play
yeah,
style
exactly.
and
Yes.
different. I just
You can't love all the frames, Sarah.
my problem is I'm such a perfectionist that if I'm not good at something right away, I just rage and rage quit.
I just want to see you
So-
like flip the table.
Oh yeah, that's happened before. And like slamming my fist on the desk. That happens. But I was pretty legit right away at Firecat, so or assault in general. So I didn't rage quit with that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, like Electron was a good time for me to be on the show since, like, I really enjoy the engineer classes. I really enjoy the support classes. Like, I'm the type of guy that in other games will be like, what does no one else want to do? Okay, I guess I'll do that. I'll have the lowest damage and the lowest toughness or whatever, and like run around and just res people.
that's like in Tribes and Tribes 2, my buddy Keith, who played with Phobos and I, when he could anyway, he was always the turret monkey. He's like, I want to be the turret monkey. That's what he called himself. He's like, I want to be the turret monkey. So he just puts down a supply station and just puts turrets all over the place. Like, he likes being the support. Like, what does the team need me to do?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Because everyone's like, I want to be a flag capper because that's where all the glory is, being
Yeah.
the fastest flag capper. Or light defense because I want to be the guy that takes off the flag capper's head. Or heavy on flag just because, like, you
Just
really can't
annihilate
play
them,
that well,
yeah.
so just stand on the flag. You can't really hit people.
I'm bad at support roles. Like with healing, I was horrible at healing. And then I would feel too guilty when people died. So in every game, I'm like DPS, straight DPS. That's what I'm good at, ish. And that's what I'll stick with.
No, Phobos, not that Keith, by the way. The other Keith. Aphex was LD. I'm talking about the other Keith. My friend Keith, not your friend Keith.
Ooh. But that's kind of the funny thing for me is like I actually really suck at healing people directly. So my idea of support is kind of the military sense of support, where I'm the guy with the LMG mowing people down, suppressing fire, while other people actually get the kills. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Phobos, I have no
Aw.
friends.
Phobos, you have plenty of
Aw.
friends. Aw.
We're friends. We went and had your birthday celebration in Laguna, Phobos. I still have a picture of him holding a little cake and he's smiling.
We need to show that.
We should show that. I posted on the forums, and it was when I first got the job at Red 5. I was fairly new, and I remember asking someone, I was like, will Phobos get mad if I send this around? Like, I didn't know him well enough, and he was intimidating.
He might seem intimidating, but he's really a kind of a teddy bear, I think.
You said it.
Aww.
Aw.
Just to address Hagorn really quick, he asked what was Pez Phobos. So, assuming we're talking about tribes in Tribes 2, a little off topic, but I want to answer that question. I was really crappy at Tribes 1, and then Phobos taught me how to heavy O, and it's like, oh, I don't have to aim the mortar? Okay. Just have to get it in the general vicinity. Good enough. And then Tribes 2, and also this was like during the modem days, right? So my pings are like 500.
Oh.
Those are always fun.
Right?
I'm shooting here.
And then I got cable once Tribes 2 came around, and it's like, oh my god, this is so much better. And I actually played LD and HO in Tribes 2. I actually have this amazing memory of like a chase where I did an air-to-air snipe. Like when we were moving laterally, I wasn't chasing him. I was like running like parallel to him, and no one saw it.
Aww.
Best.
It was awesome.
It was like
Your
the best.
glory moment.
It was like the
Just
shot of my life. I will
die.
never hit that again.
Aw.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's Pick Your Perks. We love. I honestly really do like the Electron too. I always listed as one of my favorites. It was really a popular PvP, and then we nerfed it because it was
Aw.
really good. Like, all right, well, but it's back in a really good spot, and it's still one of my favorites. I still like the default kit, although you can't argue with HCAM Supply Station.
Yeah.
That is really good.
That's legit.
So sweet. Well, with that, we're gonna take a quick break and collect ourselves a little more. And when we come back, we're gonna do the Copa call-in. We're keeping it.
Copa Colin! Yay!
Copa call-in. We're keeping it. Live.red5studios.com, port 9810. Join now. Ask your questions. I saw there were a bunch of questions in chat. It'd be great to get people to ask questions like that on the Copa call-in. So call in.
Asterisk Association has a knack for maximizing offense on any frame they create. Leading the pack in offense in the engineer class is the Electron. The Electron trades multiple position-holding turrets for electric firepower and long-range capabilities. If you enjoy combat support but love dealing damage, this frame is right up your alley. Effective at any distance, the Electron can deal incredible damage on single or multiple enemies. As an Electron, you will be an asset whether you're squad thumping or fighting Chosen across the open world. The shock rail is the primary weapon of the Electron, and it is capable of dealing a lot of damage. What makes this frame unique from its counterparts on the market is the ability for precision and damage at long range. Use the alt fire on the Electron for a radial damage attack against multiple targets. The passive ability, Dynamic Relay, boosts the Electron's performance in the most volatile environments. Dealing damage gives the Electron added bonus to his shielding ability for 5 seconds. Shielding anyone gives the Electron a bonus to his rate of fire for 5 seconds. Much like its namesake, this powerful electric bolt wreaks the most havoc on its return path to you. Try this ability against multiple targets and watch them drop. Allies lucky enough to be standing in the boomerang's path will gain a shield buff. You're probably thinking, how is this frame a support class when it packs such a punch? The overclocking station fills the squad support duty. This ability spawns a deployable that sends a stream of energy to nearby allies. This electrical charge gives allies a boost of energy, bonus damage for a duration, as well as an energy regenerative bonus. Another ability that shines in a squad environment is Bulwark. It emanates from the Electron and is made to buff the Electron and allies within 6 meters with a damage absorption shield for a period of time. Electrical Storm will damage and stop enemies in their tracks. This powerful energy projectile can be activated to grow and cover a decently large area. Traveling through multiple targets, it will more often than not level the opposition. For those who relish the wind beneath my wings support role, this battle frame will provide you ample opportunity to quietly save the day. But fear not, aggro enthusiasts. You've also got more than enough power to drop some fools. You've got the tools, you've got the talent, and you can unleash bolts of lightning like Almighty Zeus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Electron.
And we're back, and we're talking about Chosen Acrobatics in chat. I love it. It's amazing. We just saw the Electron video there, the latest Spotlight, which is really great. The video team put a lot of work into that, and it's really awesome.
Yeah.
And they've been working on some other stuff that's going to be in the game that's really awesome.
Super exciting.
What am I doing here? I moved...
What are you doing with your life?
I'm doing all this crazy stuff with the Copa Call-in, technical difficulties. I don't know how to use the app. So our first caller for Copa Call-in is Kopfstuhl. Did I say that right?
Hello.
Hello.
You guys all right?
Doing good.
How about you?
Very fine. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm a little bit nervous, like always. So if my voice is a bit flappy, that's because of that. Yeah, so I have a question that's probably interesting for Stephen as well, since he said he had learned some kind of level design as well. And I was wondering, have you ever thought about a random generated instance? For example, a research facility that looks different every time?
So dynamic content, procedural generated content is an interesting beast. Part of it is because the system itself can be very difficult to set up or time consuming. But the major challenge is that you're also trying to basically create an electronic designer. So it's not enough to put a bunch of pieces together, but you have to do it in a way that's still fun. And that's kind of the harder part of the challenge. So it's something that I'm interested in doing for like a lot of my encounters. It's just a matter of if I can afford to spend that amount of time on any one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing that's really especially tough to do, I think you covered that, is the combat spaces, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Making sure that the combat spaces make sense, especially for a shooter. Whereas it's a little more forgiving in like something like Diablo, if I may name drop a game. It's much different for our combat spaces versus a game like that.
Yeah, and one of the challenges for Firefall is that we also are a very mobile game in terms of like how much space you can, how fast you can move, and the 3D movement and stuff like that. And yeah, building for that in a dynamic way is challenging.
Yeah.
So that said, like I would love to do that kind of stuff. It's just a matter again of having that time within the constraints that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, thank you. And one little thing I was wondering about, so in Antarctica, the chosen drop pods, when you destroy them, they give you like nearly 10,000 XP, but if you kill the teams, the strike teams, which are pretty hard to kill on lower frames, you only get like 500 XP. Is that an accident or willingly put in like that?
I don't work on rewards, so that is beyond my area of expertise, unfortunately.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Let me see. Was ist Schwarzwasser.
What's Blackwater?
Oh, that's what that is. See, I was I was in the I was so okay. So to give you to ground it in a little bit more, so everyone else can get in on this is I was so like I said I was on the European chart yesterday, and I saw him and a few others like speaking in German, and they kept on like one word just kept on jumping out of me. It's Schwarzwasser, and I was like,
Yeah.
so I wanted to ask him,
Yeah,
and
so-
I think I asked it in German properly.
Yeah, you did.
Awesome.
Yay!
Well, that's better than,
You're a very good student.
well, that's better than what I could do. I know a little bit of German, but it's all like swear words.
Phobos is laughing his ass off at me.
Aw.
Hey, I'm trying.
Nice. Yeah, you're doing good. Keep on the good work, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm really enjoying the game, even if many people say there's a lack of content. That might be true, but it's still so much fun. So keep on the good work. I wish you good luck and much energy for the progress, and I'm really looking forward to the new stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that the coming news will help get people a little more excited about
Yeah.
that stuff. I mean, yes, I agree. There is like a lack of content. I mean, it's
Yeah.
everyone knows that. It's not a secret to us, and it's not something we're trying to hide from. We're trying to build more.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're actively trying to change that.
Yeah, but it takes time. It's always like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing for the designers, particularly. It's like, we want to make many things, but we also want to make each one really good as well. So it's like balance. That's why we have producers like Phobos to be like, hey, that's good enough. Like, it's really awesome. So don't spend like 15 minutes on the little corner, So.
All right. Thanks for calling in, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you for being for letting me be here. See you next time. Bye.
So yeah.
Bye.
All righty. Let's
Aw.
see here. Moving on to the last horde from RAR.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hey.
Good, and yourself?
Good. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question, basically one question about role play environment.
Okay.
Will we be seeing any more, role play effects, such as maybe the civilian class coming back with maybe a pistol or something, or
Yeah. So
minor role? Continue.
that's really interesting because people have been asking that question honestly for a long time. Like people wanted to have basically put on civvies and just walking around town and be all safe. And it's something that to me sounds really cool. But it's definitely not within the scope this year. It's probably not something that we'll see this year. Just to be upfront and honest about it. But I think that'd be something really cool because I kind of like to do that once in a while. Just kind of like throw on like a fun suit and just go strutting around town. Greetings, traveler. I do that crap all the time. Just whether I'm being serious or trolling, it's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I would love to do too, is like, it seems weird, I guess, but sometimes I like to literally just like in MMOs just walk around at normal speed and listen to all the chatter and stuff like that. And,
Show off your pet.
yeah.
On top of this question about roleplay, you know how it's kind of you get put on to a shard. Will we be able to possibly choose a shard? Like, if you want, since right now, if there's some people who want to roleplay or who don't want to roleplay, you just get stuck on the same shard. Will we have the option to say, choose a shard that's roleplay, PvE, or PvP?
So yes and no. No, in the sense that we're not splitting up our servers in the sense of like PvE, PvP, and RP. We really aren't building the server structure in that concept. So when we talk about open world PvP stuff, it's not going to happen in New Eden. It's going to happen in a separate remnant. Yes, in the sense that we do have some kind of task to create a way for players to pick on what kind of people they get grouped with when they first load into a server. So when I log in, there's like some sort of preferences, and then I go into that. So we kind of have a task out for that. I don't know when that'll be worked on because we have a lot of other stuff that we think is more critical for launch that we'll be working on before that.
All right, that answers my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna pull in one more. What's going on? Sorry.
They want you to say stay a while. Say stay a while and listen.
Stay a while and listen. Welcome to the Copa Colin. No, I'm not gonna move myself in. See, this is me again. All right, Biohazard, 001.
Oh, damn it. Finally. I've been trying to get in for a month. This is awesome.
I'm sorry I haven't gotten to you sooner. I'm glad we got you on now. Welcome to the Copa Colin. Please stay a while.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you. Excellent. Now, you're going to hate me very soon because I got a ton of questions.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Let's pick two of them because we're running a little short on time.
Can do.
And then we can get you on another time for more questions. Absolutely.
Excellent. That's absolutely fine. First question is, have you thought about putting in red bean birthday presents? So, like you can buy red beans for other people, or you can buy rewards or titles for people, not yourself, and keep it through the game.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, we do want to have something like that.
Gifting, yeah.
I thought so when I first started hearing that, my face was lighting up because I'm like, birthday presents. It's your birthday. You log in and you get a present in Firefall.
I would love
That'd
to
be
do
really
stuff.
cool.
Get a little
okay.
cake, you know.
Cloud
to
Chaser.
consume.
I knew what he was
Let's
talking
do
about
that.
immediately.
Oh.
I don't, sorry. I don't know how you could make that.
Sarah just called me dumb.
That's not what I meant. I'm sorry.
To be fair, I thought the same thing too.
Okay, cool.
Maybe
We'll be
I'm
dumb
the
together.
dumb one.
No, you can't be the dumb one.
I'm the dumb
You
one.
can't be the dumb one.
You can't.
Because you were sick yesterday. And Cloud Chaser just confirmed as well. That's actually part of what he's working on. So yes, we will have stuff like that in the future.
Oh, excellent. Because my friend wanted to get me a birthday present because I play Firefall all the time, but he's not been able to because no easy way to transfer it.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And second question is, and this is an old question and one which I know is going to split people right down the middle of the community, is to do with explicit, female character models to do with the assault and the engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is a touchy subject and a lot of people have different views. What about, is there plans to change it? And is there possibly the idea to bring in a toggle button so you can toggle whether female character models are revealing or covered up?
So plans to change the models, not necessarily. I know that, and I do bring this up a lot because I know that this is a big piece of feedback for a lot of people. So I, usually when it comes up, I do go poke our art lead and say, hey, what about this? And he just listens to me. He's like, damn it, Frank, what the hell?
Okay.
Because we have so many other things. So anyways, yes, eventually we do want to have the ability to have undershirts or stuff like that, or, leggings, have those kind of ornaments on that you can put, undersuits and stuff like that you could put on your character. Ultimately, we do want to have that. I'm not sure when we do want to have something like that. We also, yes, equality is, you're right, Zimbabwe Gaja. We also should give the option to take clothes off the males.
Yeah, I actually talked to a lot of girls I know saying about the revealing character models, and I asked them, what would you want to change? And they said, probably have the males in exactly the same amount of clothing. So that seems to be the best option, which the girls want.
Yeah, you know what? I think they're right.
It's so funny though because I never thought twice about it. It's just like, oh, what a cool asymmetrical looking, for the engineer. I never thought oh, her butt's hanging out.
What?
I don't know.
I thought it was about the arm the whole time.
Well, that makes more sense.
Now I get. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's just really interesting to me how some people feel really strongly about it, and others like me are just like, meh. I think it looks cool as is.
It's like a bathing suit with like a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like that was kind of my reaction too. Like I saw it, it was like, it's kind of cool, and I kind of saw a little bit of the, I guess, sexuality, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah.
But like it didn't particularly bother me. And maybe I'm a guy, so maybe that doesn't mean as much. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get all up in arms about that.
that said, you know, I understand why some people might want it. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
To each his own.
Fair enough. That's why I say the option of a toggle button. So if you want to have
Yeah.
the revealing people, character models, you can. But if you don't, you can cover them up.
Mhm.
I actually remember first time my friend and I logged into Firefall, and we actually did a big mission, and everybody put down tiki torch and started dancing. We saw the female dance, and we were just like, whoa, what is this? What's going on? Are you seeing this? Like, oh gosh, yeah.
oh, I need an adult.
Yeah.
That's true.
You guys should have seen the original recon armor for the female. Jeez.
Was it bad?
Let's say she didn't have a bodysuit, so it was just whatever the battle frame is. That got changed really fast.
Maybe Sarah is a guy secretly too?
Aww,
Aww.
A guy?
you made us sad.
Aww.
Oh dear, sorry about that. My mic cut out. Never buy Corsair. Never buy Corsair.
All right.
Anyway, I'll let you answer other people's questions. Thanks for answering mine. I'll see you next week. Oh no, not next week because you're not here.
Maybe the week after.
Week after, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
So yeah.
All right. Well, with that, with 5 minutes left, we still have 2 segments to get to. So let's get right to Ghost Jaguar's favorite segment.
Do you even art, bro?
Oh, we're back already. This is amazing. This is the best show on the planet. Oh, I love it. Sorry, I had to pull out my notes because I forgot whose art I picked this week. And so first up, we have The Chosen Skiff. This is a nice piece of fan art.
Ooh.
It was good. When I
Yeah.
first saw this on the forums, I actually thought it was one of ours.
Yeah, that's why someone actually posted that on the forums and was like, so this is floating around. I'm like, no, that's fan art. They're like, shh. No, it's really awesome.
That's
Very
really,
good.
really cool.
The Chosen Skiff. Next up, we have Mr. Miss Firefall Final Preparation movie. We're going to play about a minute of it, just the music. Like those feels, man. Those feels.
Feels.
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it. I wish I knew it. Our mics are live like that.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's what I thought. I really, really like the music of this one.
I love seeing the chosen drop boxes falling from the sky.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
So that was Mr. Mez, Final Preparation. I guess that was the song's name. I really like the song. I wish we could have heard it on the set. The audience definitely heard it. The song was really awesome. And last but not least, we have from Fight Alone, Die Alone's very own Dragonlet. we have the text/wave.
I'm trying not to overpower the mic with my squealing because I love it so much.
Is this the first time you've seen this?
Yes. I didn't know it was on Christian's desk, and we'd been sitting like kind of near each other for so long.
It's awesome.
Oh, I love him. So cute.
Sarah's just squeeing like crazy. Alrighty, so there we have it. We have the Chosen Skiff, Mr. Mez Final Preparation, and Dragonlet's text/wave. Sarah, what is your pick?
It's sex.
It's text. Steven?
It's honestly a really tough one. But when I saw those drop pods coming down in that video, yeah, that kind of sold me on that one.
So that's what. Sarah, I'm sorry, did you want to give one vote for all, or is text really that overpowering?
No, obviously one vote for everybody.
Okay.
I thought that
just wanted to make
that
sure.
was a given. I didn't want to beat a dead horse or anything.
Baron's already saying Sarah's 4 votes for the text. I'm actually going to have to vote for text as well, just because I also think it's adorable. And
And the hat comes off. It's so
the hat comes off. So I think that that'll settle that gets that one. So Dragonlet, congratulations, you're the first winner for April's Do You Even Art Bro. We still have the vote going on for March because I posted the thread 3 days late.
Oops.
Baran was in the lead last I saw, but that poll ends on Monday. I let it go a week because it's only fair because everyone else votes for a week.
Yeah.
I voted for Legend 57. No offense to anyone's art in there, but I feel like Legend 57 really like gave it his all in that piece, and it was really awesome. So, but it looks like Baran's in the lead. So, but there's still time to vote. So go vote for Baran. Go vote for Legend 57. Go vote for everybody.
All the
Just-
people.
Actually, I didn't do a multi-vote, so you can't do one vote for everyone, Sarah.
Oh, alt accounts.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, and the winner of that will get 80 red beans. And last but not least, we have probably one of my favorite parts of the week is when I get to post the photo and read the comments for Caption This. This week, after we had a team meeting on Wednesday, and then after that, I ambushed a whole bunch of people, and I took this picture and asked you to caption it. So I have a few favorites in here, but so we're nerfing dreadnoughts, guys. Just jokes. No, we're nerfing them. I'm just really just jokes. Next up, we have "They Will Never Suspect Me," said by Darth Vader. I don't know if you noticed in that.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Oh, shit.
In the lower corner, you got the little the little Darth Vader on Tom's
Whose
desk.
desk is that?
That's Tom's desk.
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was on that side.
That's amazing.
Next up, we have. I'd rate that fart a 6 out of 10.
Oh no.
Oh, we had to have a fart joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Darth Tater. That's what he is. Next one. This time when the music stopped, there was only one chair. Does that mean Scotty B wins?
Burgess wins.
Burgess wins.
Scotty B wins.
Which is funny because Boone's in that one too. So it's like, oh, audio director doesn't win musical chairs.
Boone wins because he gets his own office.
That's true. And he has his own couch in there.
And he has a
can sleep.
couch,
Just
yeah.
shut the door and sleep.
It's double
office
doors
is
too, so
amazing.
it's even more secure.
Yeah. Anyways,
Not that he does that.
and it's
I'm
right
just
through
saying.
that door right over there.
an
That's Boone's
option.
office.
He has a Snickers bar on it.
Next up, which I think this one was probably one of my favorites. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Anytime the programmers are speaking around me and they're getting super technical, that's what I hear.
That's what you hear.
That's legitimately
There are no programmers in that picture, though.
no. But it's relevant. It's relevant, okay?
It is relevant because we do have a lot of programmers that you sit near.
It's incredible though
Yeah,
what
actually.
you pick up from different departments after you've worked in this environment,
Mm-hmm.
especially when everyone is lumped in with different, skill sets and everything. It's really cool. All the things you pick up and end up learning.
And honestly, I didn't rehearse the blah part, so
Well played.
one
Well done.
one shot. We do everything in one take here.
Improv. It was beautiful.
Next up, he took the water cooler.
I think it would be the keg. If someone took the keg, that
Oh,
would be the
geez.
cause for most concern.
The water cooler, everyone would be like, I'll get a Mountain Dew.
Or the coffee machine or the kegerator.
Oh God.
Those are the two things that people would just be like, oh my God, freaking out.
Although I think some people would enjoy the coffee machine being taken away.
It is so loud.
It's really loud.
Yeah.
It's got that high-pitched whine every time. Like, I feel bad every time someone's like sitting there talking. I just walk up and be like, no. And last but not least, okay, so they want us to pose naturally for Caption This. Quick, look natural. It's almost exactly what happened. Actually, Cloud Chaser had no idea we took that picture. But that is almost exactly what happened. So, I honestly didn't come up with the phrase. I think it was well captioned by the blah. So, I'm going to say that one was my favorite. But anyway, so that's pretty much our show. So just to wrap up, we are still looking for fan art, and I will start submitting my own fan art if we don't start getting fan art.
Nice.
And I'll make you guys vote on those.
I'd vote on that.
You haven't seen it yet.
Doesn't matter.
And also, don't forget, we have the AFG cast happening. It's not we do it, but it's usually a group of community members. I believe it's Cream and Lauren Icon do the AFG cast, recapping Firefall Live, recapping dev updates, playing the game, and stuff like that. So be sure to check out AFG cast and have a great weekend. Enjoy Electron Weekend.